Hi, my name is Gary Lane. I am one of the co-producers and co-directors of Still Working 9 to 5. Hi, my name is Larry Lane. I'm the executive producer of Still Working 9 to 5, and we're excited to screen at the Newport Beach Film Festival.
Hi, I'm Camille Hardman, and I am one of the directors and producers of Still Working 9 to 5. We are very excited to be screening at the Newport Beach Film Festival, and we hope to see you there.
I didn't like some of the humor in the 9 to 5 script, so I turned it down.
I got some flack working with Jane, being such a radical gal.
The women work because they have to, and they're getting angry, and they're beginning to organize all around the country, and I support them, and I'm going to make a movie.
Everybody was very nervous about the movie because it was 3 female leads.
The core message in 9 to 5 was, you deserve better.
Women said, wait a damn minute. I'm not going to take it anymore.
Don't put up with shit. Demand respect.
All of those things about 9 to 5, the movie, women are still fighting for.
It's so important that women realize that they're seen.
But my Lord, it's 40 years now, and it's still important.
Well, we've got so much more to do.
Yeah, you think about it, don't you?
Hi, I'm Abbey Smith, and welcome to the Deep Dive with the Newport Beach Film Festival. Today, we're speaking with the directors of Still Working 9 to 5, Camille Hardman, Gary Lane, and Larry Lane. Welcome.
Hi.
Hello.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here. Diving straight into your documentary, would you mind telling our audience a little bit about your film and why you decided to document this particular story?
Absolutely. I'll start. In 2018, Dolly, Lily, and Jane, they really wanted to have that sequel. So they went out in the press talking about wanting to do that sequel. And so our initial thought was it had been a song, a TV show, a musical. Now it was going to be a sequel. So we wanted to document 9 to 5 and everything that had represented. And then through our friendship with Camille, and she had worked with us on another documentary, we really talked to her about the idea. And she kind of did her own deep dive into 9 to 5, and she found out about the organization and the women's movements and issues that she wanted to highlight. So we kind of now say when the fandom met the feminism with Camille, we've got the film that we've made today, 4 years later.
Being that this documentary captures a moment in time where 9 to 5 sparked a progression in female activism, how do you hope that your film will be received 40 years after the original film?
Well, I can tell you how it's already been received. So we've been talking to a lot of women's organizations who have really embraced all the messages in the film, and they absolutely love it, which has been amazing. So we've had a lot of support, and from all different organizations who have different mandates. So, because we address sexual harassment, we address a lack of job promotions, childcare, maternity leave, and equal pay. And all of those things are still very relevant today. So we've been really excited by the reception we've received from all the women and also a lot of men.
Yeah, your story is absolutely empowering. You guys did a very good job in capturing that.
Thank you.
What was the most important to you all as directors by retelling the story of 9 to 5 with the incorporation of the interviews with the actors, Dolly Parton, Jane Fonda, and Lily Tomlin?
I think that was the most important thing. We really were on the journey and we wanted to make sure we got the entire cast. So it was a hard job to get Dolly, Lily, Jane, and Dabney. And I think that whole process took over 2 years. So we really wanted to get the whole cast of the original movie, but then we also got Rita Moreno from the television show. We got Allison Janney. So we wanted all the reiterations of 9 to 5 along with the women's movement. So we kind of paralleled the two. And it sounds easy to say, oh, we did an interview with Dolly, Lily, Jane. It was very hard to get those people. And it took years to get them all. And, then of course, a cherry on top of the cake is, Dolly decided she wanted to redo 9 to 5 as a duet. And now Kelly Clarkson has come on, and that's exclusive for the film. So there's just a lot of things that I think the fans are going to really love. But we also when we bring you into the seat of the reunion, the new duet, we give you a message of the working women's organizations, the fight for women's equality, and show you there's still a message behind the movement.
Yeah, and I'll add to that. I mean, we couldn't have done this film, if we didn't have Dolly, Jane, Lily, and Dabney Coleman. I mean, it was essential that we had those because they were the original, 4 stars of the film. So this documentary wouldn't be what it is today if it wasn't for all of those 4 jumping on board, as Gary and Larry said, with Rita and Alison, and also the producer of 9 to 5, the original producer. We've got Bruce Gilbert, who's also been instrumental to us as well, helping us sort of navigate the world of 9 to 5. And then Nicholas. So we've had a whole range of people from the original film, which has been wonderful.
In your film, I especially liked how you combine the archival footage and the insights of the movement. It is clear to see how 9 to 5 played a role in defending these women's efforts. Can you tell me how you went about retrieving this footage to use in your film?
Whew, goodness gracious. So we can make a documentary on retrieving the archival alone. We have over 1,000 pieces of video clips, photos. I will tell anybody, if they are a filmmaker and you're going to have archival, start working on it early, get those licenses cleared, because it's a whole nother beast. But the archival, we just had great archival producers, and they just kept finding these amazing nuggets that really drove the story and things that we had never seen, so it really tied together and brings the story to life. And, I also think because of the women and the activists like Zoe Nicholson and Lily Ledbetter, the women that have been part of this fight for 50 years, to have them in the mix with the celebrities, it does make a great film that shows both sides of the coin. So you do get the fandom and you do get the working women's movement.
Yeah, and I'll say, in addition to the archival, we were very lucky that we were able to fair use quite a lot of our archival as well. So we worked with some really good libraries, but then we were also able to work with Michael Donaldson to get a lot of our footage fair use. It's a lot of concentration and a lot of work, but once you get it right, it can really enhance a film. So I was asking, you were talking before about how you thought the film really sort of highlighted topics that are really relevant today. As a young woman, what do you think about the film, and how relevant is it to you?
To me, I feel that your film is extremely relevant. Through my past experiences with different jobs, I have faced what this movie displays, which is so sad to think in such a modern society. These are the conversations that we need to keep going in our generation, because even though this was a topic so long ago, it is still relevant. People are still going through these things, and we need to keep this progression going so that we can make change.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
One incredibly important aspect of your film was the interviews with the various women who shared their stories of inequality within the workplace. Can you share with us a little bit about why these particular women were so instrumental to influencing your film's story?
I think, it was really important for us to have women that had real world experiences, that are out there every day in the trenches and working in offices, doing gig work, doing a whole range of things. So we wanted to talk to women who also are in all different areas across America. So we went to Nashville and we found a wonderful organization called Ladies Get Paid. And these women were a part of that organization. And they talked about, what was happening in their lives and what had happened. And again, it showed that these things are still happening to women of all different ages over many different years. And we still need to talk about it to create that change, ongoing change.
Yeah, and I think it's important, we were in New York, and so Thrive Global is Ariana Huffington's platform that she's behind, and it's all about women's inclusivity. So having her involved and just those organizations that wanted to be part of the film because of the messaging of the film. But it's also really important to have your Lily Ledbetters and Zoe Nicholson, who fasted for the ERA in 1982. Those women have been doing this for their whole lives. They're still fighting for this. And, you know, Zoe was at a Q&A one time, and one of the girls said, you know, we want to take your torch and pass it on to the next generation. And Zoe's like, well, you can't have my torch. I'm taking it with me, but you can light your fire for my torch. And it's true. It's all about the next generation and having them ready to continue the fight, because obviously it's been 42 years since the film, and the main core issues are still not resolved for working women. So,
knowing that the original 1980s film is a staple in many audiences' collections, do you feel that you successfully balance the celebratory aspect of 40 years of 9 to 5 along with focusing on the movement that sparked the film?
Yeah, I think it's a very fine line to be educational and entertaining. And I think we did that. It's, you know, every time we were talking about a serious issue, we would then anchor it with the film. You know, using the 9 to 5 film as a vehicle to tell a story 40 years later was was fantastic, because all of those issues in the film were very controversial at the time, and it had to be masked by humor, because otherwise it would have been seen as a staunch feminist film and no one would have gone. So we wanted to use that same philosophy of, making it funny, and also we wanted to make sure that it went to a wide audience as well, and we weren't just preaching to the converted. So we wanted to make it as entertaining as we possibly could.
And I think another thing that's really, it's hard to take a film 42 years and span that distance, but because of the 9 to 5 iterations with the song, the TV show, the musical, we were able to do that. And, you know, the critics love the film, so we're holding a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. So we're very proud of that. So it's gone over really well that we did do a good job. And we do credit Orit Rees and Elisa Benora. That's our 2 editors, and they did an amazing job to take probably 90 hours of footage and make the 90-minute documentary that we have today. So it was a lot of Zoom edits through COVID. But during that time, luckily we had got our Dabney Coleman interview. He was the last one in February 2020. So everything shut down a week later, and we edited the film all the way through COVID.
Finishing my questions on a relatively deep note, what do you hope that your film inspires within your audience?
I think for us, the one thing that we would love to see the sequel. I know Dolly made the joke, if we don't hurry up, we're gonna have to call it 95. So, you know, Dolly, they want to do it. So I think if the right script came along, they would still do it. That's from the fan side. And I think we would love to see the Equal Rights Amendment pass, because it's such a up in your face issue right now with women's rights in America and what's happening. So I just think that the Equal Rights Amendment, a lot of people, we get them to raise their hands after the film at the Q&As. Did you know the Equal Rights Amendment hadn't passed in 1982 when it was struck down? And half the audience has always raised their hands they didn't know. So I just think it's something that should be there to protect women, and it could be making a difference in things that are happening right now.
Yeah, and I think for me, it's similar to what Gary said. It's creating a conversation. It's it's encouraging people to talk to one another, for women to talk to another about their experiences and feel safe in talking about their experiences. And then on a bigger picture, it's getting people out there to vote. Vote for the people that are going to be on your side and help you change your life and feel safe in your existence and how you want to be treated as a woman, and how, you want your mothers and daughters and sisters and friends. And I think that's really important. So research all of the people out there that can help you have a good life.
Before we end today, is there anything else that you would like to add?
I would just say that, I know it's been 4 years. We've had a lot of ups and downs with this film, but now that it is out there and we're getting into film festivals all over the world, we're so excited for Newport Beach. We're gonna be at your festival. You're very close, so you're an easy one for us to go and do a Q&A. But we're honored to be. We've been in New Zealand, we are Portugal. We're playing in Edinburgh, Scotland today. So we're playing everywhere. So we're hoping that message gets out. We would like to get the streamers to look at us us, because, you know, we've been having trouble there. So we'll be honest, we've been told that it's not as relevant. It's, you know, and they're targeting younger and younger. We don't fit the mold. So our goal is to put this film out there and make the people want to see it, which is what's happening, and then bring the streamers back around. So that's all we can do at this point.
Yeah, I'm going to add to that. I mean, the thing that the streamers have said is, which is why I asked you the question, is that the topic isn't very relevant to young women anymore. So that's why I was like, so how do you feel about the film? Because they're like, no, these things have been happening in the past. So I think getting the message out there that this is still an important topic for young women is incredibly important.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for your time. You've created a fantastic film, and I'm excited to see you guys at the Newport Beach Film Festival.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Bye.